Hi everybody, Lisa Ponector here with another movement lesson for you that's going to be great for those of you who have shoulder tension patterns or some upper back, neck issues. This one we're going to be lying on the side, so you're going to want to find something to rest your head on. I have a little piece of foam here. You could use a thin pillow. You don't want it too big to where your neck is bent up towards the ceiling. You don't want it too low to where your neck is bent down towards the floor. So play around with the height that you need. Feel free to take your shoes off to get nice and comfy. And since we're going to be on the side, you can use a pillow between your knees if you like to support the low back. And again, you might use a pillow to rest your head on. The arm is going to be alongside your body, and you could use a folded towel or a pillow to go right between your hip and your ribs to just give the arm that's resting a little more support. So depending on how it feels, you might want a different height. And from here, what you're going to do is you're going to start to draw your shoulder up towards your ear. If you're having any pain, make the movement smaller. You're breathing as you do this. You're noticing what contracts, but you're not trying to add to the contraction. You might feel some of the neck muscles moving, but what I want you to focus on are the bones. And those bones are the collarbone in the front. It starts at the sternum or your breastbone, and you can actually feel it go in front of the shoulder, and it connects at the side of the shoulder. You can also think about that shoulder blade bone in the back, your wing bone, and how both of those bones move up towards the ear. We'll call this 12 o'clock if we slap a clock on the shoulder that's facing upward, and the clock is facing upward also. And then rest for a minute. Now you're going to take the shoulder downward towards your hip, towards 6 o'clock. Feel how the bones move with that. You might even feel some of the ribs kind of squeezing together. Again, you're not trying to effort as you do this, you're just staying in a range that feels really delicious. So go ahead and rest. Think of your favorite food. It should be as easy as eating your favorite food. You don't want anything that resembles pain or strain. So when you eat your favorite food, it's a pleasant sensation. Have the movement be just as pleasant. And now we're going to connect those two motions. Shoulder up towards 12, towards the ear, down towards the hip, towards 6 o'clock. So we're going up and down, and you're going to notice, are there any places of zigzag motion? That's where you might have some strain patterns. So we're actually recalibrating what's going on in the shoulder as we do this. As long as you're breathing and staying in a comfort range and putting your attention and awareness on the bony movement. Good, go ahead and rest. We're creating and clarifying, really, brushing the dust off the image of the shoulder bones, which all the musculature that attaches to the shoulder, some of it attaches to the neck and the chest, so this can help the upper back, this can help the shoulder, this can help the neck. Now we're going to start to explore forward, which if the clock is facing upward, forward would be 9 o'clock. And then back to neutral. Neutral is where you're starting from, and neutral is also the center of the clock. And so the arm doesn't move forward with you for this particular lesson. The arm just kind of stays resting on your side as you let the shoulder roll forward and you come back to neutral. And just feel how does that collarbone pivot forward? How is the shoulder blade sliding on your rib cage in the back? And just notice what feels good, stay in a comfortable range. I can feel a little something adjusting in my neck. The muscles are working there, so I'm just trying to make it even softer so my neck muscles, for whatever reason, don't have to kick in. For some reason, they want to help out. Could be because I sat in these atrociously high tables at a restaurant yesterday for 4 hours, and normally I refuse to sit in high tables, so I thought I was doing fine, but then my body said, "What did you do?" It just really puts a strain on your postural muscles when you're trying to sit in those high tables and your feet don't have support. It's ridiculous, whoever engineered those. But anyway, off my soapbox, back to the movement lesson. We're going to take the shoulder now backward behind you towards 3 o'clock. So you can think of the shoulder blade sliding back and down towards the spine. Not that you're trying to, not down towards the hip. Let me rephrase that. Backwards towards 9 o'clock. If the clock is facing up, your shoulder's just moving backwards, but because the rib cage is sloped, you're going to feel the shoulder blade moving in that direction, meaning downward towards the floor and towards your spine, not downward towards your feet. So taking the shoulder blade backwards and just noticing that, and then resting. And so again, thinking of your favorite food, it can be a different type of favorite food, but have this be delicious. The pathway between forward towards 9 o'clock and backward towards 3 o'clock. And the forearm is just resting on your hip, and your hand is resting, no tension is there, but you're sliding your shoulder forward and backward, and your awareness is on the bones that are moving. You might feel some of the chest moving, some of the rib cage moving, some of the upper back moving. Your neck may even want to roll. Now, if you've got a higher surface, you may want to try going a little bit lower, and you might feel like, oh, the neck wants to go with the shoulder, and you can do that. You can allow the neck to move with the shoulder motion, so your nose might roll towards the floor as the shoulder goes forward, and your nose might roll a little bit towards the ceiling as the shoulder goes backwards. Or the sky if you're blessed enough to have a nice day and be outside to be doing a movement lesson. I love to do movement lessons outside where you can just hear nature noises and breathe the fresh air. It's a little too cold and dark, so couldn't do that. Otherwise you wouldn't be seeing the movement video if you need to see it. So now you're resting. And now we can take a break here on the back. And you could have started with this as well. You could have started on your back, just noticing how the shoulders are. And wow, the shoulder that I just worked on feels really open in the front, and it feels really grounded and weighted. So you could do this on both sides and make your shoulders smarter. This is part 1 of kind of the shoulder directions that we're going to do. We'll do another one for shoulder circles coming up. But go ahead and walk around after you've done both sides, or you can just kind of see what it's like after doing just one side, and you may want to balance yourself out later. It doesn't have to be right away, but sometimes it's nice just to do one side to feel how profound the effect can be. But make sure you take some time to walk around and see what you feel. And once again, thanks for joining me. Have a great day.